Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2 as we're now approaching the year, well, actually we are in the year 1875. It's going by so fast. Already 25 in-game years have passed. And yeah, we're looking at our glorious city of Hamburg. Well, glorious, not really yet, 243 residents. It still needs to grow a bit here. But why are we looking at Hamburg? Well, basically because on the horizon over there, we see our next business opportunity. Now, in the last episode, I, finished the public transportation for all the cities, right? So there was quite a bit of busy work that we had to do. And almost none of them are red. We have the train grain here, unfortunately, that is pretty red. That's because of the slope. It's gone again because it basically unloaded its goods. But I'm not entirely sure we're making a good profit there. Sleepy Hollow is very deep red. Why? Because of those poor horses have to go all the way up the mountain, right? Which is just hurting in general. And Paris, Salzburg is also still red. That's why, because it started and it's a very long road there. So that's still something for waiting. Other than that, we're making some good amount of money, 4.7 million. And over here now, we can go for our next business opportunity. We have the steel mill over here, Arrowhead Steel Mill, it's called. This one needs two goods to produce something. That is the steel that comes out of it, right? Steel we don't really need yet. That is far too advanced for us at this point. But it wants copper and coal. We have a coal mine over there and we have a copper mine, or an iron mine, over there. It's just looking very similar to copper. The iron we have and the coal we have. Now, the big question is, how do we want to connect it with that steel mill? We have a road network already. The same goes with here, and we do have cars, right? So that would be easy. We don't want to go down the easy road. I'm going to make a train here once again, and I'm hoping it's not going to be a disaster. So let's just watch for this. Oh, we do get the first tram, by the way. So we could have now trams in our city. How cool is that? The first trams. They're probably going to be for very densely populated areas at this point, but I can't wait to finally use them on my cities. Now let's go ahead. For this one, I'm going to need a normal station though, right? We've always used the terminus stations up to this point. For this one, I'm going to make a normal train here. Why? Because we're going to expand it to have several tracks. Then later, each one of these stations, by the way, is modular, right? So we can add more buildings to it. We can add more tracks, platforms, and stuff like that to it. Because we're going to have then one train probably going over there, where we have a machine part factory for much later, right? That is something, but I don't want to build another station then anytime soon. Let's have this one rather parallel to the factory, somewhere over here, righto. And then I'm going to have a terminus station though, that is over here in this iron mine. That's going to be one tricky train. I think for this, we might actually make a road here for this one, and for this we use the train because I want to see what is more profitable, to be honest. So let's go ahead and have the coal mine then here being connected with our terminus station. And this one is going to have a train. Once again, I hope the slope is not too big. Oh, that's actually longer than I thought. Are we having a tunnel here right now? We're having a tunnel with 1.3 million that this wants from me. All right, it's much higher than anticipated, right? This one here. But I think despite the high cost, we have the money. I think it's going to be worth it. Why? Because once this one stands, it's standing through the ages, right? And we are always going to produce steel here, and we're always going to need that steel. So past the initial cost, I think this is going to be profitable. So let's build it, even though it's hurting a lot right now. These 1.3 million. We will not have any of that here, right? Because there we already have that road. The only thing that I'm going to make here is I'm going to upgrade this road. That costs me a bit. And in total there, I think 200,000, right? Then we're going to have a cargo truck station, something that we haven't had yet as well. I'm going to make this one down here, right? It's still in the area of this factory there. And the other one is down here. And the cool thing here is we could also, by the way, connect the truck station with the train station to combine them or something. No idea about that yet. Let's have this one here, right? So there we have it. I only need a road depot now for this one. Probably going to build it somewhere a bit further away usually. There we can have it. And we are also going to need a train depot. Oh, goodness. I didn't think about the train depot. We could... I'm not building another tunnel, please. Please don't let me build another tunnel. Let's actually have the train depot here. For now. Righto? Oh god, I'm hoping I'm not making a big mistake here. Let's create 2 new lines. The first one is the coal. This is coal 1. We're just going to call it coal 1 now. For the cargo, that is because the lines, right? We can sort it here by train, and then I can see right away that it's coal. I don't need to have this train there actually, because I can sort it myself anyway. And then we do the same thing here, and this one goes from up there, this truck station, to Hamburg Annex, which is well, just going to be iron, right? The first iron that we have then here. That's actually almost it. Now we just need to have those carriages. We don't have steam cargo carriages yet, so we're going to choose one of the latest fashions that we have. That is the European flatbed horse-drawn carriage. We're going to take 4 for now. I don't want to overdo it for the iron. And then we still need a train. Thanks to the tunnel, the climb will not be so dramatic here, I think, right? And let's purchase. There we have the BR Preuss G3, the latest fashion of trains there as well. So we have a newer version, which is much more powerful, by the way, more than twice as powerful. So this is something that I would like to use on my grain train then as well. A triple coupled freight locomotive of medium capacity of the Prussian State Railway. Yeah, as we can see, it also has this trailer in the back for the coal. There we have it. 700,000 is expensive though. And it's going to transport us the coal that we have it. So I do need this cart here, this gondola. 2 million. Oh, wait a second. This was actually a bad thing. We need to reduce it by 2. Right, so it has 8 carts there. And this one is on the coal train now. Both of them are starting to work now. This one cost me in total now, yeah, 4 million. Nah, 3 million, I think it cost me, right? So it better pays it off again over time. There's the coal coming in. And here's the iron coming in. A lot of that, as we can see. I will need a lot more carts. Oh boy, I can't think that this is going to be profitable. We just need a way more carts here. So let's add more. Let's have the first mass. And it's going to be on the iron here. Gee, that's a lot of horses that we need. Imagine the smell on the streets. Right, that's still not going to be enough. I'm sorry, but we need way more than that. Let's add all of them. This is where the train really has an advantage. Huh. Alright, the first train is actually on its way back again. It's full. And on this side here, they're still only now starting to load the iron that we have here. And it's going to take them a while. Why are you waiting? Oh, they're distributing itself evenly on the road, so traffic jams don't happen in the future, even though it does take a bit more time now. Right, so this is doing its job. This one is now coming into the 230,000 sounds fine. I can still edit this one, add a few more, because I think the demand is much higher. We can afford it now. Right, so it has 13 carts now, which is, it's needed because this locomotive does cost a lot in upkeep. We need to keep that income there, right? Oh boy, I hope I didn't overdo myself there. It's a nice locomotive that we have here. And it's quite fast up the hill there as well. And once again, what a beautiful game. What a beautiful track that we have here. And fully loaded, it's going back down the hill again. 57 tons of coal it has. As it's speeding up its way down there with 50 kilometers an hour. Right, meanwhile, we should also be seeing some horses now arrive down here. There they are. That's the first one. Already made a big loss. Oh god, look at that. Those poor horses need to go up the hill there with the iron in the back. And let's just see how much profit we make out of it. So the train is now making almost 400,000 for each turn, right? So it's definitely going to pay itself off rather quickly, I think. This whole track system that we have there. While the horses arrive now with 14,000 only for one of them. As we can see, there's a bit of steam coming out. That's because we have coal and iron now in, and it's immediately starting to produce some steel out of that, right? But holy cow, we need a lot of them. This cannot be profitable here. I think we're going to need a train for this one too. I could still spam more of them. So let's just get us a few more on the iron track there. I'm still trying it in good heart to make this one work. This is now a full road here, just full of horse parts everywhere. And well, what it brings us, we'll see in a couple of months from now. Meanwhile, the train is back or coming back again with 52 tons there. It's still in the green, so this is going to be an extremely profitable track there, I think. We're going to make this a double track there pretty soon. Very nice. And while we wait for all of that, let's go to the grain over here, right, where there's lots of grain now. We have a locomotive that is twice as strong as the current one, so I would like to change the locomotive here to the latest fashion. Happens just like that. It cost me 600,000, and now this locomotive is working here. And I just want to see how fast it goes up. Like the previous one was only able to pull 14 kilometers an hour up the hill. This one should be a bit better. Oh, we also got a new locomotive there, but I think a rather weak one. And as we can see, it's twice as fast up the hill. Even though it does have its problems too, but it's fighting. Especially here at the end, but it's twice as fast basically. So that's a very good thing for us, and hopefully this makes it here more profitable. Now, after a bit of waiting, we can now see the final results, because this road is really full of iron now, and what we can see is rather staggering, I think. Let's just have a look at the iron and what kind of money it makes us now for the buses only, right? There it is. It's the best working bus or truck or cart or horse carriage line that we have so far. 100,000, that's pretty good actually, right? And it's rather stable in this area. It goes down again at the end of each calculation, and then it goes up again, as we can see. But 100,000 around that, something like that, is working fine. And then we have the train, the coal, boom, 400,000, right? So this is a bit more profitable, the train in general. Especially this train here is making us rich right now, this coal there. And look at how much coal is waiting there. Insane. We need to expand here. We really do need to do this. But before I do that, we might also be thinking about a train here, to be honest, right? It's just ridiculous. There's so much iron waiting. It's insane. So this is going to be very expensive once again, because it's very, very bad terrain, but it just needs to be done. Before I do the iron though, since there's so much coal, we're making a good amount of profit there right now. So I would like to go ahead now and have double tracks here once again, right? So the train station is here. Here we're splitting it up. Actually, let's make it a bit further up there. Yeah, we can do it. And we need to be careful that we have it connected before we get to the tunnel, because as we can see, now we're getting a better tunnel here out of it, right? And this shouldn't cost us that much anymore if I stay here together with that. So the last one cost us 1.4 million. This is 600,000 now. That is totally acceptable. Up here on that. And now the big question is, can we merge them on the bridge? We can do this. Perfect. There we have it. So once again, I do need to have my signals, right, for the one way that we want to do. And once again, we're going to have it here. Here I'm going to decide it. Up we're going here. Down we're going here. And once again, we can also do the same thing here. That's because the trains are checking each other where the next train is, and these waypoints just are a very good checkpoint system as well, an automatic checkpoint system, so they don't stop halfway on their way to those stations there. Very good. There we have it. So now I can have a second car for that, and once again we're going with the big or the BR price there. And once again, we have the... Oh, we get a new ship there as well that I could use them. And once again, we're going to add these gondolas then to this one. Very expensive there, but it's going to pay off itself as we know by now. Let's add it to the... Oh, there it is. So there's 2 trains now on it. The only important thing about this one is... First of all, where's the train? There it is. 52 tons it has. 56. Oh, this is actually a bit longer, so this will be slower. As we can see, it has 14 cars, so I need to get rid of 1. So they are equal. They need to be absolutely equal, otherwise they are being stuck together at some point. Right, and I want to have them a bit apart from each other. So, very good. We also doubled this train network there now. We could, by the way, also, of course, have a 3rd train then on this system here. Absolutely workable. That's the cool thing about the double tracks. And off it goes again. It's probably needed anyway. Or just longer trains in general. Now, once again, we are at the grain with the very steep climb that we have there. And as we can see, this one is making some real good cash there now too. So despite being almost at the end of its turn, then again, we're still pretty high up there on the blue lines, or the blue figures, of course. And yeah, I would like to double this now. I've already prepared everything for that. There's another pretty cool feature that I missed kind of like in just a second ago. That is, we can also just duplicate this one. Clone the selected vehicle. There we have it. And it's being added then right away onto this line from the nearest train depot. There we have it. And it's coming out automatically. Very cool. Pretty cool feature there, because we don't need to do it now so many times. There is almost a collapse here now, or a crash. Lucky us, we have the waypoint, and this one is now waiting at this waypoint here until the train has passed the other waypoint signal there. So now it's passing it, and now this one should be starting again. There it is, right? So they are always a bit apart. The more signals I would have on the train, on the tracks, the more precise it would be, of course. So the more fluent it would probably be. Other than that, it's waiting now. And it's probably waiting here again, because it's saying that this train is not away yet. It's not that fast though, obviously. But it's going to be fine. Those trains are now fine, and we've also doubled this line here essentially. Now, let's just check our lines that once again about the profitability. I can see that the Sleepy Hollow bus line is not so profitable. I wonder what it is about that. Let's just watch it again. It's up here. Yeah, it's for Sleepy Hollow, of course. So it's pretty sure that it's pretty certain or pretty obvious why this one is not profitable, really. Doesn't matter. It's very, very low money. Very, very low amount of money that we have there. Amsterdam, however, surprises me a bit. Why is Amsterdam red? Because it's a fine city, really. We still have horse carts here, so I can manage the vehicles and change them to some better cars there, right? So they're a bit faster. I think also the track or the system that we have here in place is probably not the most profitable one. It should still boost Amsterdam there by a bit. It doesn't really, unfortunately. There's also a very low connection between Amsterdam and Stockholm. As we can see, there's lots of people waiting. So for this line here, I would like to add more vehicles. So we're just going to duplicate the ones that we have right now. And I can also see that these are still the horse carts, so we're going to duplicate them for the steam carts. Right, so they're a bit faster this way. Very good. Off they go, and hopefully this speeds it up. We also get a new locomotive, and this one looks already almost like a car. This one might be very useful for our iron. So let's just go for our steel mill that we have somewhere. There it is, where we have these horses working. So let's just check it if we can replace them now with this new cart. There we have it. All cargo. It actually has the same amount of capacity, but oh wow, it is like, look at that, 7 times more powerful. Is that for real? That 14 kilowatt this one has, and this one is only a 2 kilowatt. That's insane, right? The Daimler Motor Company was a German engine and later automobile manufacturer that operated between 1890 and 1926. So there we have it, the Daimler, and let's replace it. This is actually pretty steep. But boy, this is very, very good for a system like here where we have heavy cargo in a terrain that is ups and downs all the time, right? So this will help a lot. And this one actually looks like a car almost. Very interesting. There's no big tank anymore, just behind one. And perhaps it makes this one profitable. And yes, in fact, it did quite almost double the income of this iron mine here, or this iron line that we have now. So it's almost it's at 200,000 now, as we can see. So it's not that far away anymore from the train, but I think the train is still going to be superior, especially when we have double tracks using and several trains on one line, right? I think this is way more powerful than all of these cars here. It was a nice experiment though, but still I think the trains are far superior in this case here. But it's also nice to see finally the first cars. I hope you're enjoying this one and enjoying the view just as I do. Stay tuned.